Leave stress, but you got to look at also that
Hey, everybody. Ooh,
that
look like I
you
didn't get
know
any sleep.
that this is a way to stress, and where like my way to relieve stress is talking to the people. When I get on
Yes,
here,
I noticed. That's your therapy.
yeah, when I get on here and I start talking to the people and you know say what I feel, you don't know how much of a relief that is to get on here and just talk and say things that you normally wouldn't say
Get a chance to say.
to get a chance to say. So you just get on here and you talk to the people, thousands of people who might feel the same way that you do, or who might not feel the way that you do, might think that you're crazy, but you're able to relieve yourself. Well, that's the same thing with you. If you was the tag old girl, with whatever that's going on, maybe she has a different type of way. Maybe she'll look at us, or maybe she'll look at me, or maybe she'll look at you in a way in order to relieve that type of stress. I think it's good. I think it's a great event to say, okay, well, you worked hard with children all year round, so I'm gonna give you a break through all the stress that you've gone through.
That's what her organization is. So let's start from the beginning. We are here at the Renaissance Suites,
Yeah.
near the airport here in Charlotte, and this is part of a fantastic event that this year I actually get to be a part of it. A second year. I came last year, but I wasn't married last year. I was I was single and I came by myself. And this year she's done it even better. Zandra Moss is the founder and CEO, I believe, of an organization called Hope, which is helping outcomes for parents of exceptional children. And basically, it's a weekend, it's a spa-like weekend. Last year, there was the event, and then she gave you the hotel stay, which was a major surprise at the end. You didn't know ahead of time that she was going to do that. This year, you checked in first. You checked in. It really is like a spa weekend. You check in on the Friday into the beautiful hotel, and if you looked at our video or his video last night, he did a wonderful view of the suite. It is a full suite, and then you go to the event tonight at 6 o'clock, and that's a full event. I mean, it's a all-you-can-eat buffet. A little bar for us, a little wine or beer. There's a full
Is it
show.
free?
Everything is free. Everything
Free
for the
alcohol?
every everything. I believe so. I'll see.
Pastor Lofton, Pastor Moore, y'all need to come on out here. Pastor
You
Emil,
know
y'all
what?
need to come on out
No,
here,
this
bro.
is by invitation
For
only.
real, for
This
real.
is by
Hey,
invitation
you
only.
couldn't Pete today. You couldn't Pete. Go ahead.
Well, anyway,
You don't know nothing about that, though.
I don't think I do, and I don't know
Poetic
sure if I.
Justice,
I don't know if I
Tupac.
wanted to know
When
about
he
that
went
one.
to the cookout, him and Toe Jory or Joe Torre and Janet Jackson and all of them were together,
Yeah, do
and
that. So I look a little bit better. Good
he
God
walked
Almighty.
to the cookout, and
I look
a
tired.
cousin came in, somebody drunk came in, and they were like, "That couldn't be." Yeah, you know I'm
Oh
from nowhere.
Lord, couldn't be.
That couldn't
Couldn't
be.
be.
Couldn't be. Come on in, couldn't be. Pop was like,
Ah,
"I'm couldn't be. I'm couldn't be."
okay, you couldn't
But
be.
Pop just fell along with it. So
Yeah,
everywhere I go, I'm couldn't
you
be.
couldn't be. That's how
Yeah,
you. Then you
so
get your little
the
freebies.
pastors tonight can come in. I'm couldn't be today, bro.
Well,
You know.
unless couldn't Pete on the doggone invite list, they're not getting
Yeah,
in. It's
or be
by.
like, hey, you know how I do. You know how I do it on heartbeat. Whatever, Vanessa. You know how I do. Hey, bro, can I get a pass? Put
No,
me
you
on the
cannot
guest
put. We're
list
not getting.
or sneak me
This
on
is a
in.
special guest list. Basically, these are for families who are dealing with children with special needs, and it is for the parents. She has, I think it was Fox 45, did a little video. I shared it on my page about, and she talks about the event. Zondra's a wonderful, wonderful wife, mother, nonprofit organizer and owner. She has a daughter with cerebral palsy, and what she has found that parents, which you know to be true, parents tend to give their all to their children, and they're not necessarily taking care of themselves. They're not doing the little extra things, and you can really burn out, wear out. It can be a very wear and tear on marriages. She's got a wonderful husband, and they put this event on once a year. I think last year they had 25 families. This year they're up to 40. And basically, you get this entire weekend for it just to be the two of you, or just to be the one person. She brings single parents in here because, of course, single parents sometimes have that double burden. They don't have anyone else to hand things off to. So we're here, and I thank Zandra. I talk about her all the time. I support what she does. So we have that, and then we have a 2-night stay here. We get to come back tonight. Let's stay here.
And get ready for the Father's Day big.
And then we have a big Father's Day on Sunday. So this is such a needed rest. It is kind of like our honeymoon. It's so strange, but we're treating it like a honeymoon. Not even married. Let me see. Are we Sunday makes 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Father's Day.
On Father's Day. Makes 2 months that we're married. And so we treated this beautiful event that I get to promote for her and let people know about. We also get to celebrate our 2-month anniversary of marriage. So yeah, we finally got away. You wanted us to go. Yolanda was like, y'all getting away? Going away anywhere? Well, we also want to try to plan a cruise later on this summer. But this is the first little getaway for the two of us.
I'm really excited about the cruise. I'm going to go fool. If y'all think I went fool last night over this big room.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
This room huge.
And I was in a mood, and he was just, hey, look at this, oh, my God, hey, everybody, come on down. I was like, no, we don't.
Yeah, I was trying to throw
in the morning.
And that's the thing about social media. That's what makes me mad. If I make a personal phone call, and I tell a couple of the boys to come on out, if I had jail number and I say, jail, come on out and let's party or something like that, I'm sure, he'll be like, okay, word, we'll come on through there and we'll party. But I get on social media, I invite over 2,000 people, and nobody wants to show up.
First of all, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, so if they ain't already out on their way home, you tell them, come on the way over here to the airport and come to this room. The people are like, really? So, it could have been that they were, it was almost 1. Even the place down here was closed at midnight, so people kind of...
What place? The bar?
Do we have like a bar, little place downstairs?
Yeah, I'm going to go about
the 9
o'clock. I'm going to go about 10 o'clock after I hit the gym. I got to get prepared for tomorrow. I don't know how much time I get prepared to go to the gym tomorrow, so I'm going to go to the gym and
I got a gym in here, pool. I wish I had I don't know where my bathing suit
But
is.
you can go in your bedroom suit.
I'm not going in no bedroom suit. Nobody wants to see me in a pair of bra and panties.
No, you can go in your panties and a shirt, get a long shirt, and go in the pool and enjoy yourself. Now, they might be like, that woman got some big binoculars or something like that. But the point is that there are all different ways, more than one way to enjoy yourself. Even if you go out there and you put your feet in the water and you get on live,
put my feet in the water. Or
you take pictures or whatever,
I love
and talk about how your feet is in the water. I might go swimming. Shoot. If nobody's in there, I might take off all my clothes if you okay with it.
I'm not trying to do no skinny dip, but we're not doing no skinny dip in the indoor hotel pool. Skinny dip, never mind.
Skinny dipping what?
No, you're supposed to be, secluded someplace.
Well, I don't think so. Back in the hood, back in the day, we used to jump.
That's Vera.
That's what.
That's Vera.
That's
Vera.
Vera. Yeah, that's Dana Mama.
Vera.
That's Dana Mama.
Hey, how you doing?
But we jump over the fence, whatever, right? And we go in.
Well, we got everybody on your page. Listen, tell them what we got to do. Y'all need to come over to the Lover and Giver page. Go ahead and do a search. The Lover and the Giver. And please join. We only have about 25 people, and there's no views here. But we're also, as he's recording it, we're also doing a live from that page. And we need to build up that page so that we can begin to do some other things with the Lover and the Giver. But, so everybody I see over here, look at all these people.
Yeah,
please come over to
one of your friends on here, Lamont, Cocky Toe. Ramby, I guess that's your friend. But if he's not your friend, man, I appreciate you.
I need all of y'all. Just go over to the Love and the Giver page.
Yeah, we just on here. Let me explain to you for the people who don't know. Bedroom talk, the Lover and the Giver, of course. I'm the lover. She's the
I'm
giver.
the giver.
And we talk bedroom talk when we in the bedroom because we talk what we talk about personally or what we talk about in the bedroom, we just put it out in the atmosphere to talk
To
to the
talk to the
people about
people.
it and
Well, you
you
know
know.
what my memory of this is? You ever oh
Go
no,
ahead. What?
it just stopped. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to get back
Yeah,
in.
you would just push live. But go ahead.
Go
You
right.
don't stop the
But
show
no,
when it's
you
going
know what?
on.
Because I got to pay attention to the
Yeah, but you
thing.
keep going when the show goes on. You
Yeah,
don't
you know
drop the
what?
mic.
I
But go
didn't
ahead.
drop the mic. I had to put the show back on. But basically, what I was saying is, I remember as a little girl, my mom and dad would be in the room, and I might wake up early and listen.
Mm-hmm.
hmm And they would be in there. My mother's like, and you always wonder, what in the world are they talking about? They
Mm-hmm.
didn't get up, right? They just stayed in the room and just talked to each other because they were like, Lord, as soon as we open them doors, here come them children. So they would stay in the room and have a little conversation to themselves. And I used to always wonder, what are they talking about? What are they in there? Because I think from the time I was a little girl, I was like, man, when I grow up, I'm going to have me a husband. I'm going to get married so I can sit in the room and talk and have all of them. They used to laugh in there and be like, what's so funny? And my parents would be like, here comes Judy. Good God, she awake. So that's what we're doing here. It was like, this is the conversation you have first thing in the morning or maybe even late at night. And we just share them with you, as far as what
Yeah,
our
get on
views are,
Facebook and tell all your business.
getting our business, but we talk about the Lord. We talk about the Lord in very practical ways and very just ordinary ways of how do you incorporate your spirituality in just everyday life, as
And I
well
tell you,
as
God really relieved me this weekend because, you got to understand, I go through a lot of stress dealing with
oops,
these jobs and stuff like that.
I was
Dealing
trying
with
to
this
comment.
job, I go through a whole lot of
There it is.
stress being used, feel that I'm being used, I ain't making no money out of, basically what I do, not getting paid, wasting 8 hours of my time. So, I'm Judy sitting here like she forgot a little bit about it, but she was like, we got a pack of events this weekend. We got so many events, and she talked about this, and I really didn't think anything of it. I was like, yeah, okay, a hotel room. They ain't talking about nothing. Blah 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 blah. What the world I care about this? That type of attitude. I ain't tell her that, but that's the type of attitude I had, right? So then next thing I'm like, we got our own place. What the hell we need for a bedroom, for a bed, for a hotel room? We got our own place. Whip de doo. And so you know, I came over here and I'm like, good God Almighty, this is $1 million room.
It's a
It's like,
sweet. It's
well,
a sweet.
$1 million suite, bro. I feel like a celebrity with nobody around. I ain't got no security around, which make me
I
feel
have no
bad. I ain't
entourage.
got no entourage. I ain't got no manager. I ain't got no road assistants. I don't have no makeup assistants or
You know
anything
what? It's
like
so
that.
silly.
But I just feel like a celebrity, but with me and my wife, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking that I'm all excited. We go to cookout last night and wait for 50 minutes to get our
Oh my
order.
goodness. And it wasn't
And,
even that great. They don't have,
freedom drive.
listen, y'all need to get a good cookout on the west side. What's going on up in here?
Y'all got Rebus and everybody drunk getting out of
Rebus.
Rebus.
I don't even,
Rebus Bar and Grill
Rebus. We gotta look it
on
up. 'Cause
Camp Green.
they was busy. They were busy over
Yeah, they
there.
were busy, but we got a party
Maybe they had
tonight.
better food.
Rebus.
I guess better than that cookout.
Yeah, but
That
Rebus,
cookout was
that's a
good.
bar and grill.
But there's something.
We would have went up in there and went hammer, but they got Reba's Bar
They
and
looked like
Grill.
they were getting ready to leave because
Yeah,
everything's shut down 2 o'clock in the
yeah, in
morning.
Charlotte. So, we go through all of that transition, and I come in here and I'm like, good Lord, I'm gonna stay the whole weekend. The hell with the kids, the hell with everything,
See what I'm
you know,
saying?
the hell with everything around here. I
Oh, Lord
can
have
live
mercy.
up in here.
He's like, I'm gonna live here. But you
Yeah,
know
I'm
what?
gonna
I
live
did
here.
last year. Last year, I had to get up in the morning. I forgot what I had to do because remember at that point the boys were still with me, I think. And yeah, I think the boys were still there. So I had to go back home. Is everybody okay? And then I disappeared. I laid up in these beds. Go ahead and show the people. We got the twin bed, the double beds. Front part, there's a whole nother part to the suite. So this is just the bedroom part. And I laid up in this bed. You know how you get them hotel beds, you sit down in it, and the duvet and cover comforter on the top is just, amazing. So literally, we're going to go and show you the other half.
You might as well get up here.
Nobody want to see you in your little boxes. But anyway.
Oh, you got me in my boxes showing my butt.
Yeah, I'm showing you.
You're showing my little skinny legs, my pigeon legs. What enough said. You see what I'm saying, y'all? It's like a whole nother place. A whole nother place. You got your own apartment. Like, this bigger than apartments. It's more relaxing than just having your own apartment. I didn't have my own apartment. I stayed with my mama and my parents for years. But I always had my own place, But this is like refreshing. So, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to live here just for the weekend. God gave me the privilege in order to relax and relieve myself because I go through just as much stress as Judy does, So, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to, try to relax and meditate. J.O., hopefully you'll come over here.
Back in the bed, people. Back in the bed. Let me get back over here.
This is bedroom talk.
I understand that.
This is what you call bedroom talk. And it's unedited, people.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's unedited. The problem is...
Back up.
The problem is, none of you people, the cameramen, you people, see what we're doing. I'm just,
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, this is our Father's Day. The funny thing is, I guess I remembered when we set it up that it would be Father's Day.
Yeah.
But then I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, well, Father's Day. So when the information came where the hotel was and everything like that, I was like, oh, it's Father's Day. So this is my gift to him for Father's Day. Then it's our gift
You ain't act like it last night.
Oh. Because I was tired.
You're a turtle jerk.
Let me tell you something.
You don't think these people saw the way that you was acting towards
I just was quiet. Let me tell you something. I was just quiet because I got a mouth, so I got
but she was talking this morning. Who was on there last night? It wasn't nobody. I guess they sleep. Nina,
like normal
Tia,
people.
Mary, all of y'all need to get up on here and see what the difference is today.
Yeah, well, most people, they're different when they're angry. But the point, you keep hitting the button. Hold the phone. Because we're both holding the phone. We need some tripods and get some stuff where the thing
that might be more dangerous. You might be thankful that you're holding the phone. Because if I don't get the hold of something, I might be holding something else.
And nobody need to see that and see. Okay, so please keep holding the phone.
Yeah.
But we're thankful to Zandra for this weekend. It's already been made a difference. That sleep I got last night, finally, this really makes a difference. When people don't get sleep, you don't know they get cranky. At least I know I get cranky. Does anybody else get cranky when you don't get good sleep? When you're tired and somebody's still trying to say, keep going, keep going. No, I need to rest my head down. So that's where I was last night. I was ready to rest. We've only been in our place, a week? And I'm rushing and struggling to try to make a home out of it so that we don't have to run to someone else's house to get this or run to someone else's house to get that.
But I like that, though.
Yeah, but listen, tell them all of the chaos that went on yesterday. You like what? What do you like?
I like borrowing margarine and sugar from the next door neighbor.
20-minute drive to your mother's house so we can...
but I'm just saying, you got next door neighbors. You can come on. You could be like, you got some Kool-Aid. You got some, because they real hood there. You can't hide that.
How old we got some?
But we got some. Is like you
I'm trying to be nice.
Like you say, you got some margarine.
My sisters out there, girlfriends, put some shoes on the baby as you make them walk across the parking lot. Okay, just, whoo. I'm like, Lord, this is, this reminds me of, the people don't know, but I grew up in a hood, I lived for a while in a hood in Maryland, in Baltimore. It's called Riverview. It was supposed to, they called it the garbage can of the the southeast of Baltimore. Okay, and there was some nonsense going on there too. I remember one day I came out and there's this little baby walking down the street with a T-shirt and his bare feet, and he was filthy.
And a pamper.
Well, our T-shirt was too long for me to see whether he had one on. I don't know what he had on. And I was like, baby, where's your mama? And why are you out here by yourself? And he was just like, I forgot what he wanted. And I said, honey, please go home and at least put on some shoes because you out here and I know these people be dropping bottles every which way. So, yeah, I lived in a bit of a hood before that. So I'm kind of familiar with, and that was a white hood. You ever been in a white hood?
No, I've been in the trailers.
Oh my goodness, this was a white hood because we were one of the few black families in the white hood. But you know, we were on the other side. Listen, no. See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all are just so not knowledgeable. This was, I mean, the first day I moved there.
I'm sorry if I sound ignorant to you white people. I love white people. I love them. I'm going to be with them July 22nd. We're going to be around a lot of rednecks. And you think I'm lying? We're going to be around
I lived across the street from the rednecks.
Not KKK? You're going to be around KKK?
They weren't KKK, but I'm going to tell you something. That cooler with some beer never went off the porch. I don't care if it was wintertime. There was you found a beer floating in that cooler. So, you know, and they would cut up the deer. They would go deer hunting and then cut it up in the front yard and pass it through the front window. Who in the world? Trust me.
You're going to see that at Lee Honeycutt's house in Denver, North Carolina, July 22nd. You're going to see all types of stuff. So you think you love white people? You really going to love white people.
Let me tell you something. I ain't got
They're
a problem with it,
but
I'm
all
just
types of names and stuff. And I'm going to call Tim Pride. And we're going to go ahead.
I was just saying that, you know, we got some of this in where we are in Greertown, where, you know, but see, this is the way I feel about it. The people need love. The people need somebody who's paying them attention. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get our prayer cards printed and so that we can make magnets out of them. And we'd be like, here, put this in your refrigerator. Whenever you need some prayer, please remember that you can call in every Friday. They need to know that about us because right now they can't figure us out. They just see people coming and going. We only been there a week. They just see people coming and going. Your mama coming. The kids dropped off sometimes. My son coming and going. So that they don't really know what's going on. But we're definitely going to let them know about Single Saved and Serious, about Christian Knowledge Experience, about a prayer line, and let people know that, listen, we know you live in what people consider the garbage can of Charlotte, Greertown. But, you know.
Say that. You know enough said and Mackie from Greertown?
Well, they know what I'm talking about then. They know what I'm talking about. But what I see are people who need love. People who are so accustomed to working so hard just to keep their head above water that they need love. You know, they need to understand ain't nobody judging you. Ain't nobody treating you bad around here. I'll go to bat for you just as much as anybody else. You know, when I lived in Baltimore, we turned that neighborhood around. When I moved in there, we had drug dealers on the corner every day from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 3 a.m. in the morning. And in 2.5 years, we turned that neighborhood around. We did. So
Who is we?
We, because I joined a community association and I got people to stop being so afraid. They were like, oh, Judy, they're going to tag your car. I'll roll over them. Let me tell you I will. Y'all know I'll rag my head too. Okay. Okay. And they did. They tried. They threw some firecrackers under my car. And I came out there and I said, you better move your toes before you lose them. And I called the cops as I was running out. I said, take care of it. Because by the time I come back, they better not be here. I'm going to roll over them. I told the cop that. I said, they keep trying to set my car on fire. I will roll over them with a flaming car.
Damn, they ain't like you.
Shoot, they called me the crazy black bee on the corner. And had the nerve to tell me ain't no black people on this side. Y'all stay on the other side of Hollands Ferry, and we stay over here. Oh yeah, I told you I lived in the white hood.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, you don't understand who we are? You don't. I'm from New York. I can make a phone call, okay? And you'll be in a bunch of black plastic bags hanging out in Staten Island. Don't play with me. No, this was where?
Because you know you scared of roaches, so
I ain't scared of roaches. I hate
how you gonna sit there and talk about? See how you know?
No, because you knew what I was. You're not listening to what I'm talking about. Where all the gangsters from? Where's the mob from? Jersey,
they're Italian.
Staten. Thank you.
You know some Italians?
I was married to a German Italian. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, I got you now.
Yeah. See, and even before that, I knew some people who knew some people.
I got you. Because Italians don't like black people too much.
Yes, some of them do.
I went to New York one time. No, I went to New York.
Those Italian men, they love them some black women. What are we talking about today?
Hispanics are nothing, a bunch of nothing.
Okay.
Hispanics like black women too. This is the honeymoon.
Everybody loves black women. Let me stop. But anyway, did you see that picture of Jill? Was it not Joe Biden? Oh, what's the guy's name? The old guy who was running for president.
Kerry.
No, not too long ago. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, there was some
Joe
picture.
Biden. Oh, you talking about Ben Sanders or something like that?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
Some woman put up this picture of him, and he's giving her a hug, and he hauled off and kissed the side of her cheek and stayed there. Okay, and she's like, ah! And I'm like,
That takes of a black woman.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. But anyway, what I was trying to say is,
once you go black, you never go back.
I'm not afraid of the hood.
If you don't work out, I'm going to a white woman. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna love me on a while. I'll never date a black woman again in my life of this one. I'm putting it all on social media.
Wait.
I'm putting it all on social media. White women, I don't care if your daddy was a redneck, a KKK, or skinhead, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, white people.
Watch them run. Anyway.
They can run all they want to. They can
anyway,
they can even walk barefooted in the sidewalk. Barefooted on the sidewalk.
Let's go, Shantae. Hey, Shantae. Good morning. We were just talking about absolutely nothing this morning. Okay.
We're enjoying our honeymoon.
What was the other thing you wanted to talk about? You said something. Sheesh. I was just talking about back in the day in Maryland and the changes I went through. But what I was saying is I joined the community association. Mm-hmm. I got the neighbors to not feel so afraid. I was like, look, I'll stand with you. Don't worry about it. Somebody say something to you, you say something to me. Mm-hmm. Then we got zero tolerance with the police department on the corner. Because he'd be like, Mrs. Burks, please do, yes, Mrs. Burks, please do not come out of your yard. We'll be there shortly. Well, if you don't hurry up, I'm going to take this big old 2-ton minivan and help some people out. We'll be there right away, Mrs. Burks. Just stay in your yard, please. I see you. I'm staying in my yard taking a whole bunch of pictures. So then, what did I tell you? They went and tried to, ain't nothing happened to your children. That's the last thing you should say to a black woman. Nothing happened to her children. I lost my mind. I said, something happened. Something happened. Let there be a scratch. And I'm telling you, you call me the black bee on the corner, crazy black bee, you really see a crazy
Did they literally say that?
They literally said that to me. They set a fire in my driveway. They took down a sign and stuck it through the fence. Okay, I went through some nonsense with some people because they were losing their corner, and they had had that corner for a long time. The neighborhood. Mm-hmm. They're like, one time they were sitting outside. I wonder if she can hear us, and I said, yes, I can. Every word. You better be happy I'm not recording you. And they got up out of there. They were like, she's such a pain in the neck. Don't she go to work? Nope. At the time, I was really still not going to work. I had gone through a lot of sickness, and I was home every day taking care of my neighborhood. So I'm just going to say, now we up in Greertown. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm going to change Greertown, but you know what? They're already trying to change it anyway. They've been there 5 years working on that neighborhood, and I can see the difference. I really can.
I think, besides they put new condos and new townhouses, but you got to look at it. Charlotte was going to grow anyway.
Charlotte's going to grow.
It's just like Florence. When you go to Florence and back in those days, you saw nothing but woods. It's just like, Dorado. You saw nothing but woods 10 to 15 years ago, but now they're invading all types of space. Well, like deals where they had a field day.
Invading. My thing is, this is growth. This is the growth of a city. And what I've been telling people for, I've been here 7 years. I've been telling people for about 5 or 6 of those years. Stop talking about what they do and become they. Okay, become the they.
But they think that the white people are they. When they talk
trust
about
and believe
they,
it is a whole bunch of people. There are coalitions of organizations. Become part of a they. Figure it out, learn it. Go to a city council. No, don't build your own, because you know what? Let me tell you why I have this problem with. We're going to build our own. Whenever you try to build your own inside of a system that is already intact, you are going to have limited power. You're going to have limited success. What you got to do is learn the system and make it work for the group of people you have. That's what everybody else does. And what are you shaking your head about?
sometimes it's two different ways. You know, I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm sorry to put it on there.
No, if you got another way, I think
But
it's a
the
good
two
idea
ways
to talk about
is
it.
rant like when, okay, we'll give Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. Now, Bray Wyatt is like the Undertaker of the
Oh
millennium.
my goodness.
Very strange, very weird. He's in the dark. He thinks he's a little devil, you know, and he has a bunch of followers behind him. He has a camp behind
Talk
him.
about wrestling.
So the next, when he feels some type of way about somebody. Now, first of all, a lot of y'all don't remember IRS or Mike Rotunda. I remember Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham being U.S. champions, but a lot of y'all remember Mike Rotunda as IRS, but he was in wrestling 10 to 15 years before he went to Vince McMahon to be IRS, but that's Bray Wyatt's daddy.
Can we
And
get to
but anyway,
thank you.
Bray Wyatt comes in as a ghost, comes in as somebody that, you know, walks in light 1 minute and glows and disappears the next within the dark. So he jumps on Daniel Bryan and he beats Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan joins them because he can't beat him. But what Daniel Bryan was doing the whole time was trying to figure out this man. And Randy Orton did the same thing, trying to figure out this man who they couldn't beat alone, who had a bunch of followers behind him, who operated a system so genius, that he had to join the camp. So he joined the Wyatt family. And there he was learning all types of secrets and everything behind the Wyatt family. That was Daniel Bryan first.
Okay.
So he joined them, you know, started glowing in dark and started doing things the Wyatt family was doing until he found that it was the time to stray away from them, and he had them in a corner to where none of them could get out of the trap that Daniel Bryan was setting up. And then when it was time to leave, Daniel Bryan left within peace. So there's all types of motive and agendas. So yes, you can go into that program or whatever, coalition or however you may call it, and you can learn their system, right? You can learn how their system works, right? Then when it's time for you to be relieved from that system, you'll know how to operate on your own. That's the same thing I do with
okay. I'll be honest with you, okay, because you're just talking about what I just talked about, but you brought wrestling in there because I know you love some wrestling. But that's what I'm talking about. My thing is, learn what operates in the United States. Learn what operates. And then once you learn it, replicate, duplicate, replicate. Just means over and over again, keep it going. What I'm trying to say is, saying that you're going to create a whole new system within the system, you can, but you're going to have limited success. You're really going to have
struggle.
It's a
Don't
harder
say
struggle.
limited.
Well,
It's going to be harder. Do not say limited.
to me, it's a limited success because you cannot. You know, they've had 200 years advance on you, 400 years of running America the way they run America. Yeah. So it's not about to disappear. You know, the people who are saying, "Oh, well, we're going to dismantle," no, you're not. No, you're not going to dismantle. What you're going to learn how to do is, and that's why I said limited. You could create a compound somewhere. Where you run things the way you want to. There are people all over the world, organizations all over America who do that. We're going to live off the grid. We're going to do this. We're going to, have our own little compound. You can do that. But the thing of it is you got to learn this. You got to learn how the system works. You got to learn how the system works. And what I'm telling people is Charlotte as a city is growing. I have been telling my friends, I don't know for how long, draw a 20-minute circle around Charlotte, around Uptown, and you're going to see the massive amount of growth and money being put into those areas. Their goal is to fill up all of everything inside of 485 as part of an urban.
Well, it's dead though. 485 is dead.
It's dead now. You know what? That's called city planning. They planned for the city to expand out to fill it in. They didn't go out there and say, let's put. Because when I first said, why is it so far out? Why is it not closer in? They did that because the goal is to make Charlotte that big. You don't see them annexing land left and right?
Well, see, that's a good topic to talk about. because you got you got to look at how Charlotte has been slept on for so many years, and being the top 3, if not the number 1 banking system in the world, and they were slept on for so many years. Now you look at all the money that's coming out of Charlotte, because that's basically what it's all about. When you talk about banking, you're talking about money, right? So, Bank of America, wasn't it Bank of America, the top bank in America that was based out of Charlotte? And you're talking about Charlotte basically had nothing that people could relate to outside of Charlotte but a football team. The Panthers wasn't, even when the Bobcats was here, wasn't nobody paying the Bobcats no attention. And we had Gerald Wallace, we had Steven Jackson, we had a bunch of what's my man name that played for Boris? What's my man name that played for the
you're not
Bobcats?
asking me a football question, but that's
No, that's basketball.
Okay,
my man name who played for the Spurs, but we had all of these good players played for the Bobcats. I believe Kemba Walker came in, but he came in late. I don't know who the point guard was, but we had all of these all-stars.
I swear you don't follow sports.
No, but that was back in the day when I was really into the Bobcats.
Okay.
I don't know who played for the Bobcats now, but or play for the Hornets now. But back in those days, I was really into, what was going on with Charlotte. So you got all of these all-stars that was basically coming out of Charlotte, but nobody paid any attention outside of Cam Newton and the Panthers. And that back then, the Panthers wasn't even having a winning record, right? But nobody paid Charlotte any attention unless you were in Charlotte.
They're paying them attention now. I mean, they are, but,
but the thing about it is,
what is your point?
as people were not paying them any attention, Charlotte was planning and trying to figure out different ways in order to grow to where people on your side of the turf, New York, Alabama, Atlanta, was
all
paying.
All those Northerners started paying some attention.
Shoot,
we were like, look here, we can live for cheaper, cost of living is lower, rent is lower, and it's warm. Oh yeah, we're getting up out of Dodge.
But I say that to say this about even Single, Saved, and Serious, The Lover and the Giver, and all of them. CLE, that people are not paying attention to the growth until it grows. So Charlotte is basically growing, and they're planning, different ways, even Shutterfly.
There's planned growth for this city that goes back 10, 20, 30 years.
That nobody was really paying attention to.
That you're seeing now. These things have been on the books for so long. That's why I tell people, go to these city council meetings. Go to these planning sessions. They'll talk about something and say, well, when is this going to start? Well, as soon as we have the budget, in about 5, 10 years, we're going to get everything going on Independence. That stuff been on the books for the longest amount of time to turn Independence Boulevard into almost like a super doggone highway so that you can get from Matthews to Uptown in 20 minutes. That's been something that has been on the books and planned for the longest amount of time. So I've been telling people, you want to try to live within that thing, go buy something. I don't care if it's a storefront. I don't care whatever. Go buy something and sit yourself down and watch the growth.
And that's what Jail's trying to do. I don't know if Jail's still
I think a lot of people that we know.
Jail really is trying to get his team together, get his boys together.
And be a team.
And buy some land.
Please be a team. Everybody always want to talk about, and I try not to repeat this stuff, but I hear it all the time. Well, they do. White people do. All they do is get 5 folk who are like-minded. They don't try to get 100 folk. They don't want everybody white to agree with them. If you think, and the next time I hear somebody say, "Oh, all white people do this," just remember there's 2 political parties, okay?
Republican
and Democrat. So obviously they don't all agree. So stop waiting for all of the black people to agree. Just get you 5 to 10 like-minded folks and get started. Please. Please stop waiting for everybody to be on the same page with you. That's not even human nature. So please stop doing that. Just get you 5, 10 people who want to put something in the kitty and grow something, and y'all get going. These nonprofits, you got nonprofits that want to keep hunting, and you got nonprofits that want to save all the animals. No bunch of people all agree. They just get 5 to 10 like-minded people, and they do something.
Or somebody that thinks similar. I wouldn't even say like-minded, because me and you not even.
We don't even always agree on what we. Thank you, but we know how to run an
yeah,
organization, and we're gonna keep running the organization. Sometimes, if you see the battles between how we want to do something, and then you finally see one unified thing, but you don't understand all of what went behind that before we got to a unified message or unified event, or what's going to happen at an event. Just learn that interpersonal. Try to get something going.
That's very good that you touched up on that, and that's about forming a team and adjusting to different people's personalities. Yeah, because you look at Wisdom, goals. Like when we went to go see Wisdom at the Rocks Bar, right? Mm-hmm. We looked at the show, and it seemed like everything was put together. Everything, they performed very well, very well. Show. But you didn't see the fights that they went through, the arguments that they went through beforehand, and how unorganized they were. We even done it. Me, you, and Jennifer weren't on the same page. There was times you and Jennifer wouldn't talk, and we go through our battles. I used to feel like I had to run a referee between his mindset, her mindset, and try to bring something together out of the two mindsets. This is what it takes, people. Stop thinking you're going to get and then you get mad when you come across somebody who don't see your viewpoint. Let that person alone. But you know what that is, though? That's the fear. That's fear within. So somebody who has an idea and basically afraid or is skeptical about forming a team, right? Mm-hmm. Their idea is already in their head. It's already in their head that that's not going to work because of this person's personality. So they don't bother to ask that person. They don't bother to talk to that person about it, because what's within their head is that person ain't going. And I'm a victim of it. That person is not going to want to give in to this idea, right? So they don't do it. And it's like, nah, I ain't going to go to this person. I dealt with it the other day. I talked to somebody the other day who needed some money. And basically I was like, your sister got money? Go to your sister. He was like, nah, I ain't going to my sister. She got all that bread, but I ain't going to ask her. So it's already in your head of how that person is going to react to the situation. And so in your head, it's like you already got it set. But you don't know. You don't know. Now, our take on it is the fear of God. That's our take on it. I don't know how you would take it. But our take on it is that, and I can talk for Judy in this situation, is that you don't know what God may do out of that situation. Mm-hmm. So if you ask, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But if you get it, it's for you to do something with.
That's right. Go
that
ahead.
Blessing that he gave you.
Listen, stop looking at it like, what they used to say, not all skin is kin. Stop looking at if it's a person got some brown skin that they should agree with every idea that comes out your head. That ain't going to happen. It doesn't happen. And every time I see, well, they are able to do it, obviously you don't even know who they are. Because if you did, you wouldn't say such a thing, okay?
There's just some poor white people.
Oh, my goodness. Angry white people. Just messed up white people, emotionally crazy white people.
And you think they got jacked up homes.
Oh my God! I've worked for some wealthy people who got more time stayed in the doggone mental institution than the poor. I told people on a regular basis, some wealthy people got it bad. Them people are messed up because they feel as if money buys everything. And then when their child falls apart, I've never forgot. The man was in Israel and had to come home because the child had a nervous breakdown. And what we used to say, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Okay, she had to spend weeks up in that doggone mental place because, money just can't buy everything. So don't think that wealthy people, don't think that, whatever group you want to, because it's always a group. Oh, well, the Asian people, them Indian people come over here and you wish they would all get together. Do you not even understand that when you say Asian, how many countries you're talking about? Mm-hmm. And do you even know that the Chinese don't like the Japanese based on some wars that went on and some atrocities that happened? you're talking about things you don't know.
In this day, I've ran into it at UNCC. So where you think you're talking to somebody black, and you're talking to somebody from a whole
other country. Just because their doggone skin is brown, they may come from the Dominican Republic? Whatever that doggone country is.
Dominican Republic.
Yes, and they speak in Spanish and they're Cuban and speaking Spanish and like, I don't have the same history. I've told people that if you grew up in the North and you come down here, you almost need therapy because it's so different. It is different. I had to sit my children down within a week of moving here and say, let's have this conversation because what you were accustomed to in Maryland is not happening here in Charlotte. And so therefore, let me explain to you about the Caucasian people here and the African-American people here and what the difference is. So, literally, we had to have a conversation. Because my children were like, well, Mommy, I'm accustomed to, I know what you're accustomed to doing. But we're not in that same geographical location. And then I know it was different from New York. So my thing is stop looking for a color. Stop looking even for ethnicity. Just look for like-minded people. Because God's got the people for you. Now, if you're going to start telling God, I need all the people that you bring into my team to look like this, don't put God in a box. He may have people from all manner of places. Every time I want to do something with disabilities, I get people from everywhere. Because guess what? I used to tell people, disability don't care what color you are, what's your socioeconomic, what's your educational level. Disability don't care. Okay, it will knock you out the field. I've had some conversations with people with PhDs who had a stroke, who had a heart attack, or suddenly some odd disease cropped up. And all of a sudden, we got more in common than we ever had. Okay, because we're talking about the same system we have to go through with Social Security and the beating the isolation and the fear that they go through. I had a PhD doctor one time get on the phone with me and cry. She was like, my whole life has been turned upside down. And guess who could commiserate and understand what she was talking about? Me. Okay, me. And so it ain't about find the issue you want to talk about. I don't know how we got on this subject. Whatever issue you want to deal with, let God bring the like-minded people. And stop worrying about whether this one agree with you and then, we always got you so busy calling people names and don't pay them people no mind. If somebody, I'm good at, if you're not the person for me, next, please get out the way so I can find the next person. I ain't got time to worry about, well, you my skin color and you don't agree with me. I ain't even got time to make a post on it. Who in the world cares? I'm trying to get something done. And that's one thing I love about you, Chuck. You are about getting stuff done. You don't care who it is. You are looking for the person who's going to help you grow single series. That's what you're looking for. And so it's important, people, as we grow this thing, if you see, when we had that pastor from the church come out.
In Concord?
Yes. That dude just about as country as I don't know what. But he serves the Lord. We serve the same God. And we joined up together. He came out and blessed our event.
Yeah, came out and prayed over us.
Prayed over us. Prayed over the event.
And that was on the spot, people. That was something we went to an event. That week prior, we heard about the event that day.
That day, and we went out.
Before.
Yeah, and we just drove out.
It was an hour before, and we just drove there to see what it was about.
Well, I had met him at an event with St. Louis. Anthony and Tammy St. Louis, who do Refocus Radio, and they do, I forgot now, they're doing it once a month on Saturday. They have a little gathering, and it's, networking and different things like that. But they usually have a theme and a little panel to sit down and talk. And I had met him there, and then they were doing the grand opening of the church.
Yeah, so...
And we just showed up.
Yeah, we just showed up. They had hamburgers, hot dogs. But he started talking. He was very excited to see Judy. He was very excited to see Judy and remember Judy. And so I was like, well, we got an event. I want you to come,
bless the
say a little word and bless the people and encourage the people. And he came and he was like, man, I'm excited.
Willingly. Didn't even know what to expect.
Yeah, this is an unusual ministry. He was like, I like it. Because basically we do things out of the norm. Like this right here is not normal. You know, there's some people that be like, these people crazy telling all of their business.
All of that business. What kind of Christian ministry? People ask me, is this a ministry? Yeah. Yes, it's a ministry, but it's a movement, and it's about letting people, be themselves. Instead of just seeing Christians up in the church and when they got on their best clothes and all of their makeup and their heels and sparkly hats and Bible thumping. No, you get to see some people in a practical, everyday way of how do we live our Christian life.
And that's through the love and the giver. Also, we're just being ourselves. We're just being ourselves openly as a married couple.
What does a Christian married couple look like? Okay, because I know sometimes you get the slick shows and we
people
just
related to church. When you're a Christian these days,
we just so
people related to.
So last night you saw how we weren't so perfect together. But still, God is in the house. Still, because He had to cover my mouth. If I had opened my mouth, oh my Lord. So Judy just had to be quiet and allow the Holy Spirit to be like, you know what, you tired. Lay your butt down and go to sleep, and you will sound so much better in the morning.
And that's good, because that's a personality that, most people wouldn't want to deal with. The type of person that I am that just constantly got on your nerves.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Or whatever, but you did
that's Holy Spirit.
Excellent job.
That's the Holy Spirit. Listen, when you have the Holy Spirit living up in you, you can the things that you can do. But it's about showing you some practical Christian living, not just slick televised. We televise, but this is real. I mean, how real can you get? Look at this white beater. I need to get you some new clothes.
This my daddy wear beater.
I know it's your daddy,
I'm gonna wear my daddy underwear today.
Listen,
my daddy be like, you wearing my doggone underwear?
Yes.
You sick.
All I know is I need to get you some new.
What other man wears another man's underwear? Well, I'm wearing yours, daddy. I wear my cousin's underwear, my brother's underwear.
I don't think you can.
I'm gonna wear my daddy's underwear today.
Oh, that's okay, but this
daddy ain't here no more, but daddy, in your memory, brother.
I know that's the only reason you still got it on.
No, it's not.
I'm ready to throw it in the garbage. Ready.
Oh, you saying that's the right reason?
Because it's old. Yeah, that's the reason you still got it. Because really, that thing old and holy is holier than we are.
Holier than thou. but
I understand it's got sentimental value. That's why you still have it.
No, not really. It's just something that I could wear. It's something.
It's time to get
it feels
some
good.
Listen,
where's
all our men people, Lamont and Charles Clark? No, is it Charles Clark? Charles Clark. I need y'all to come on out here and help me finish dressing this man so that he can look like the 41-year-old dude instead of wearing it.
Yeah, but Chuck cussed me out too much. Chuck.
Why you cuss you?
I don't know. He just cussed me out for the hell of it. He can't be around me for more than 30 minutes.
Most people can't be around you for more than 30 minutes.
But
I must have some special DNA. I don't know what it is.
I try not to aggravate Chuck because he get in his little mood swings.
Okay, then we need Lamont. Lamont, he's over on our side of town now.
And Chuck wears suits. I don't like suits.
Okay, he don't like suits.
I don't like the suit and tie type, that type of
Okay, look. Anybody online, you got all them people over there, Sarah D. and James.
She's in there. That's my ex-girlfriend.
You know what?
She's in, well, I'm just telling you, she's in Virginia. She moved to Durham. Sarah had moved to Durham.
Why do you always got to point out who the ex-girlfriend? Just say that's Sarah. I know from a long time ago she moved to Durham.
I've never met her personally.
Okay.
But I was introduced to her.
If you never met her personally?
Yeah, she was a phone girlfriend.
You had some of those?
Once every 2 weeks or something like that.
That ain't even a girlfriend. Anyway, Sarah, anybody on here who knows some people that will dress him that not in suits?
Now, Tommy, that's Annie Mae's son, right?
I need anybody's son.
Tommy wears suits and ties. He grew up in the church.
He don't want suits and ties, people. You know what I
ties.
need for you? I need some casual, just grown man
I
casual.
don't like hard bottoms, really.
No, I know. What about them sneakers that I told you should be wearing all the time? They're not hard bottoms. I wish I could find that dude.
The Pumas? You talking about the Pumas?
Yeah, but the smooth ones where they looking good.
You don't want me to wear those.
Why?
Because somebody bought them for me. $30.
See what I'm trying to say?
Well,
see what I'm trying to say?
I tried to get you to dress me yesterday and you didn't want to dress me.
Because I'm not accustomed to dressing people who are grown or taller than me. I'm accustomed to children. I need to lay out their clothes, but I'm not accustomed to
Yeah,
laying
but
out
I'm used to somebody that I'm involved with or whatever. I'm just telling you out in the open. We're telling all our business on Facebook.
He's sure he's telling all the business, but you go right ahead. Because I'm ready for you.
Yeah, be ready for me.
I'm ready for you.
Let's talk about this thing here. But I'm used to being spoiled in that way. I'm not a dresser. You're not a good dresser.
I'm not a dresser. Judy is not. I mean,
I don't know
I'm
how to
going to put it
dress.
this way.
So
I have my
I'm used
style,
to
but at the same
people
time,
dressing me.
I don't name drop, and I really don't care.
No, it ain't name drop. Sometimes they go to
No,
Goodwill.
but I'm just saying I don't care.
Yeah.
Because my mother taught me about quality. She said, Judy, look for quality, not just the name brand, because some of these name brand people I be, stuff be made in China and they cutting corners and every other thing like that.
Yeah, I know that.
So my thing is, you say, turn that thing over, look for the seam, see how it's finished off, blah, 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 blah. So that, you don't worry about a name. You worry about who sewed this piece of garment.
Yeah, so,
but what I'm trying to say is, I understand, but see, then when I said, this will look nice on you, you're going to talk to me about some nonsense from the past. And I don't give a darn about nobody who bought what. If you look good in it, you ought to put it on. Now, if you're going to tell me you can't wear a whole article of clothing because somebody bought it for you in the past,
I'm talking about...
see,
okay, so you're okay with that.
Why would I not be okay? Especially if I buy them or we buy them now. Now, if you can't wear the ones that you had from before, throw them out and get something else.
Okay, no, I can wear them. I just ain't want to hear your mouth, because...
First of all, if you hadn't said nothing, I sure wouldn't have known who bought them for you. Just look good and put them on.
Okay.
No, but the hang up is yours. We about to go in. We about to go in there. So I'm talking about new things. I'm talking about getting some new stuff on.
Yeah, and I am. But my point is that when you're outside of the house, when you're at Walmart or you're at somewhere around and you say, I need to buy my husband or I need to buy my baby something, and you have an idea in mind, even if it's $2 or $3, go get it.
I ain't got a problem with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. In other words, I'm used to...
What I'm saying, okay, here it is. So, first of all, you're going to tell me you can't wear the thing because somebody bought it for you, but at the same time, you're going to tell me what the person used to do for you.
No, I'm not talking about... Yeah, I say I'm used to that. Now, what I'm saying is, if you want me to dress a certain type of way, which I just like a regular look, because I like to be... It's just like the ring thing, right? Let me use this as an example. It's not getting off the subject.
It sure is.
It's just like the
we
ring
don't really
thing.
have a subject this morning. Thank you, people, for listening in on the... We don't have a subject. Go ahead.
But
how close you gonna get where you can't even see our face?
Okay, it's just like the ring thing, right? It's just like the ring, right? Okay, so when I was single, right, nobody ever paid me any attention, right? Even back in the day, nobody paid me any attention when I didn't have a ring on my finger. Next thing you know, I get a ring on my finger. Every woman wants to sit there and talk to you. Every woman wants to, just carry on a conversation. You get more attention. So when I was single and I didn't have a ring on my finger, nobody paid me any attention. Now that I'm married with no ring on my finger, nobody pays me any attention. So what I'm saying is, like, you got to look at it like this. When you wear suit and ties and things like that, people start to respect you more just because of what society pictured as being professional or being that type of person. Gotcha. People start to pay you more attention. But when you're in your regular clothes, and just think about it, even with Single, Saved, and Serious in the idea, right? Mm-hmm. If I was in a suit and tie and people talked to me about it all the time, people would start paying it more attention because they take me serious. But how serious do you know that person is behind that? I used to go to the club in a suit and tie. My mentality was, yeah, I'm a custodian, yeah, I clean, but I'm going to go in a suit and tie and I'm going to talk to these people just to see what type of conversation or what type of attention that I can get out of them. Mm-hmm. And they paid me more attention about how nice I looked, but you ain't know how jacked up I was.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm getting at?
But you know, we always talked about this, and yes, I understand.
So, you know, I could look nice in a suit and tie, but be jacked up. And you would pay more attention to me being in a suit and tie than how jacked up I am. But now you see somebody clean and clear and don't have it all together, but I have more of an understanding, and peace. You pay me in more peace, and you don't pay me any attention in my peace than you would in my suit and tie. You know, certain people don't like certain type of attention, and I don't want that type of attention because I end up cursing you out and losing my. You'll think I don't have a relationship with Jesus because I end up going off because that's ignorant of how we treat people just because of the way they look or just because of what they have and things like that. We look at them a certain type of way.
See, I know you're very passionate about that. You're very passionate, and one of the things that's so attractive to me about you is because you're not about that surface. You're not about that materialism. You're not about, you know, okay, somebody's going to pay attention to me, but will they pay attention to the inner person, the inner man? You know, I put the suit and tie on, and it don't matter if I'm cuckoo to boduku. And, you know, we get that. You overlook that, especially if you have some money. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. They would be like, oh, well, you know, we just deal because he taking me to the 5-star restaurant. And we going on cruises and trips, but you ain't together. You're not mentally and emotionally or spiritually together. So I get that. I get that.
So you don't want that type of attention from somebody with the wrong idea. You remember when we had the documentary, and this is on the same subject, and I kept trying to get Derek, kept trying to talk to Derek, and you talked to Jennifer about it, and she said that'll be perfect. But she was like, don't let people know that he will be a part of it because they'll come wanting to come for the wrong idea, and this is more of a message and a ministry to people. Can you imagine, like, if I was like Fly Tie's going to interview you, how many people would have showed up? But we had to keep it private. Could you imagine how many people, even my cousins, they come over and they settled and all types of stuff. You had Fly Tie. Everybody, Fly Tie, Fly Tie, Fly Tie.
You know,
Fly
this
Tie.
is a name dropping.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want. No, I'm not going to even say this about Charlotte because New York is the same way. Everybody is who you know and dropping names. And well, I happen to have had a wonderful event. Do you happen to know so and so? Oh, I was just with them this afternoon. I couldn't care less.
So we look at the way a person, and that happens in churches. That happens in churches.
People, and everything.
And that's why people
themselves.
are not going to church. That's why elevation is so big. Why do you think elevation is so big?
Come as you are. Come as you are. Just show up.
Yeah, just show up. That's all you got to do. Just show up.
No
membership.
In sneakers and a sweatshirt. Yeah. And I don't think I've ever seen him in a suit, to be honest with you.
I have, but very seldom.
Okay, well.
And he grew up in a Baptist college. He grew up around a Christian environment, people. And do you see how he and that? You would never think that dude, if he wasn't Stephen Furtick, you would never think that dude grew up the way he did in a Christian establishment. And look how he turned out to be. He turned things around from what he saw growing up and turned it into his comfort zone. And one of the biggest churches in the world, if in Charlotte, if not the world, the biggest
he's
church.
A mega church now.
The biggest church in Charlotte and global. Because he's coming as himself.
And he tells everybody.
And it takes time, and it takes time, of course, because I'm not on that verge. I don't know where God is leading me to, so I'm not there yet. But at the same time, the message that he relayed 10 or 20 years ago, whether he played the game or not, because I ain't playing no games. You know, I ain't going to play any games any type of way. I'm going to be myself. But if somebody wants to take you serious just because you in a certain type of car, just because you got certain type of clothes, then you need to watch that person's character. And so that's why you love me so much. You ain't going to find me, my daddy, and I tell you this all the time. I don't know if I told the people, and I really don't know who's listening. But my daddy used to say, And my daddy went to one of the most enriched colleges ever in the black community, Morehouse College. Morehouse College, to where, you got to have a certain grade level in an all-male school in order to go to that college. My daddy had a scholarship to play football at South Carolina State, and didn't go. He wanted to go to Morehouse to pursue Morehouse instead of going off on a full scholarship at South Carolina State to play football. So he always said that people looked at him a certain type of way. They used to love him. I used to go to school when I went to Midwood, and them women, the secretary, the principal, well, not the principal because I was Mr. Mesafera, but the secretary, the teachers, and everything used to melt over my daddy. A married man, probably been married 20 years at that time, but a married man, they used to melt all over my daddy and talk about my daddy. That was the first thing that as soon as I go to school, that was the first thing I heard. Your daddy was here today. Your daddy. And my daddy would be in a suit and tie. He'd come visit the kids, talk to the kids or whatever. Like the women used to melt over my daddy. But then he wore his regular clothes. Every day he'd wear that Morehouse shirt. Even if he had to wash it every day, he'd wear that Morehouse shirt, shorts, and a little bit of open toes or whatever, or tennis shoes, dirty tennis shoes, whatever. He wasn't in the clothes like that. Mama bought those suits for him for work. But nobody paid him any attention in his shirt and his tennis shoes. They didn't know who he was, rolled their eyes at him, never paid him any attention at all. And I looked at that and I was like, no, I don't want to be that person. If you pay me attention, you're going to pay me some attention. So if I go to work dirty, I want that same type of attention that I would get if I was in my suit and tie, because you don't know what type of blessing I may be within your life. But you didn't get to know, you didn't get to bother to understand that what type of blessing I could be. That even happened in CMS when I was working at CMS and I was a custodian. You know how many teachers I've blessed just sitting there having a positive attitude towards what they went through with the kids through the day? And they thought at first that I was just there to clean floors. But once they got to know me, they really got to see another side of who I was and what I could contribute to them, the children. There was a child every day when I was with North Star who had a teacher, and the teacher had her child to go to the school that they worked at. Okay, well, but no, because
you just on a roll.
I'm on a roll because that's passion, right? But this teacher every day, her son used to come see me clean up. Used to come talk to me every day after I cleaned up. When I was cleaning up a classroom, any classroom, wherever I was, that same student, this teacher's child, used to come check on me to see how I was doing and talk to me about hip-hop and things like that, where nobody else was really paying any attention on the type of influence that I had on that child. I ain't seen that child since. But the point is like he paid more attention to the person, to the character that I was, besides the job duty that I was doing. And that's what we try to tell y'all every day. That's why you'll never, if you see me in a suit and tie, I'm playing the game, or I'm at a funeral. And 9 times I'm at a funeral in Florence, South Carolina, because I know the mentality, the Florence, South Carolina thing. Don't play. You the one who got on the subject, and now you want to put the finish button and play it off. No, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I said, get your finger away before you hit it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I'm in a zone.
You are in a zone.
You don't look at people in that type of way, because people will take advantage of you for looking at that. And I say it so many times. Everybody has a motive. Everybody has an agenda. So you're looking at that person a certain type of way, like this person has this person has that. And they're looking at you like this person is drawn to me because of what I have. But I'm going to draw them and show them something else. Once I draw them in and get them in to what I have, I'm going to show them something else. and it might not be what they really wanted to see. So pay attention to your surroundings, and it ain't always got to be the suit and tie, the Ferrari. Because some people will show you a Ferrari, it'd be a rented Ferrari, just to plot on you for the weekend. But if you want to go that type of route, then that's your choice to live that type of route. But sometimes God will allow these things to happen in order to show you. And sometimes it might be too late for you, but on time for him. Does that make any sense?
You preaching this morning.
I
can't even keep
what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. You might get into a car wreck. You might get into some type of accident. It's not time for you, but it's the right time for him. Maybe to show somebody else, what's going on. Maybe to give you a second chance in order to say straighten up your act. Think a little bit differently. So what I'm saying is, you might find a man or you might find a woman, she has this, she might has that, they have this, they have that, whatever. And then next thing you know, you draw into that man or that woman who has a certain type of thing. They show you the craziness, the inner part of them, and it might be too late. They might have you locked up. They might have you set up and killed or something like that. And it's too late for you, but it's on time for him to set you, to have you to be an example in order to straighten somebody else's act up.
Okay. You making sense?
I am? Okay.
Yeah, you are. You're making sense. I mean, basically what it boils down to is that we need to pay attention to the inner person. The trappings that people have, you can lose. But the inner person, the inner character of a person, the inner values and morals of a person, we need to pay attention to that. Not get caught up in the outer appearance or with the outer possessions and different things, especially materialistic possession. If you meet somebody and they have a great family, that's a possession, but at the same time, it's not the same thing. You need to raise that camera up. Not the same thing as a car. You know what I'm saying? It's not on the same level. So what you're just saying is, we've got people out here who are being drawn to things, clothes.
And people see that.
And you're being preyed upon with that. And then you don't even know what you're getting into. And of course, I'm thinking about a specific person who used to look at people and say, oh, well, they make this kind of money, blah, blah, blah. They were great in my life. And then they ain't even in your life. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have a mindset to stay in your life with all of their possessions. They have a mindset to come through. You know what I'm saying? They just have a mindset to come through, and then they're gone, and you still, well, what happened to those possessions? Sometimes, if the person comes, they might lose all of those possessions. Some people, even though they look wealthy, they're like one step away from bankruptcy. Please do not be
homeless. But they play it off.
They sure do. Okay, please don't be fooled. There are people out here who throw a lot of money around, but like I used to tell somebody, I said, if you have $1 million and you spend $1.5 million, you broke. You're broke. You know what I'm saying? So just don't run after the person who's dropping the money. What are they setting aside? What are they saving? What are they putting away for their families? What have they invested in their community? Look at the values and the moral system of a person, not their outer appearance.
Yeah. So, I don't want to be that guy.
But you know what? Okay, you got so serious about something that I was just saying, I want you to look good, and I know what style you have.
You're saying change your image.
No, I'm saying change the style because it doesn't flatter you.
I feel comfortable. If I'm going somewhere in my gym shorts or whatever, it's just like your own comfort. But I'm just saying, like, what you're saying is the way you look at it on the outside, which is good. And that's not nothing that I'm turning down.
No,
I gotta go to the gym. That's not nothing that I'm turning down, basically. But
we can end it. We done talked about a real whole bunch of nothing. But thank you for being on here with us as we, if you still are. Thank you for, starting us off on this weekend.
I was looking at my body, and I was looking to see when. No, you gotta look at it, Judy. I want them to drool over my body with you right beside me. You know, the reality is, this is the reality is, this is the reality.
What is the reality?
The majority of these people turned me down before you got into my life, or a few of these people turned me down or never paid me any attention before you came into my life, right? Never paid me any attention at all. The people who paid me attention dropped me. So can you imagine me? And I'm sure I tagged you on the thing, and these men saying, this woman right there in their bedroom suit, and I'm at home and I wanting to masturbate and all types of stuff, but I don't want people to feel a certain type of way about me. So that might be a psycho masturbating, looking at you in your bedroom clothes. And like, dog, I had my chance with that woman years ago. You want that type of attitude. You want that type of thing. You know, Pepper used to date Will Smith.
Okay. No,
and do you know, Pepper, you know who Pepper is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pepper of Salt and Pepper used to date Will Smith.
Okay.
So, in a magazine or something, she was talking about how she looked back. Nobody knew that she dated one of the strongest impacts within Hollywood, who came from being a clean rapper. Nobody paid Will Smith any attention. Nobody still paid. When they talk about groups and stuff, they don't ever talk about DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Nobody talks about DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince of what type of, what they brought to the rap game, the clean image that they brought. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. You know, parents just don't understand. You know, that's the biggest hit ever. That's a hit. Parents just don't understand. A child, a 17-year-old kid, telling the kids that parents don't understand what kids are going through. One of the biggest hits ever. One of the biggest songs ever. But nobody ever paid that any attention until Quincy Jones picked this man up and said, hey man, I want you to start your own show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Nobody still paid him any attention. No one outside of the black community. Next thing you know, that man burst out on the scene, Hollywood making 30 million, 40 million, 100 million, 200 million. However, and Pepper and all of these people are looking back like, I dated that man. I wonder where I would have been if basically I was still with that man. I could have been I could have been in Jada Pinkett's place right now. Do you know they're going to look at you? They might look at you. I don't know where God is going with us, but there's some reason that we got to love and to give. There's some reason why we on here an hour and 30 minutes talking about real talk, 2 hours or 3 hours. Hopefully talking about real. No, but I'm talking about real social issues. There's some reason that you came with me when Single, Saved, and Serious was about. My cousin, Joy Abraham, we used to have team discussions. Joy Abraham, I invited her. I said, Joy, I want you to be a part of the team. She got the idea. She went crazy. 0 people showed up the first meeting at my other cousin's swinger's house, and she dropped me. Never answered the phone, never answered my text messages, never anything. So then next thing you know, I was alone the whole entire time for about 2 or 3 months, just alone, trying to figure out how to do Single, Saved, and Serious by myself. You came along out of nowhere and created a whole new image, a whole new impact on Single, Saved, and Serious. Whether somebody left out, whether Jennifer left out, or whoever came on, or whatever, people are not still getting the idea, but you still right here, and we still blending together, trying to make this thing pop up. Do you know how many people, even right now, that's not paying me any attention from what you're they still not paying me any attention, even when you telling them what to pay attention to. They're paying you more attention. They're attracted more to what you're doing and what you're saying, which is good. But they're attracted to you and thinking that everything is basically you're behind
everything.
Well, we did go through that when
You-
people
you
thought
know,
it was
yeah.
my idea. Oh, I thought this was your thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was. And I'm like, no, it's not.
So that, and I know you're about to talk, but my
No, it
thing
wasn't
is,
really. Go ahead.
that's about the suit and tie. That's the suit and tie image. That's imagery. That's that people that's not paying you more attention just because of your image. They don't know the creativity. They don't know what goals you have, what things you have. I posted the other day that man just humming, and I had to instantly record him singing, and he was open to singing, whether it was at Shutterfly, I don't care where it was, whether it was in the bathroom, I don't care. People need to see that type of gift that that man has. Why is he working at Shutterfly with that voice?
A lot of reasons.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why hasn't anybody picked up on his voice?
Well, okay, you know that could be a whole nother subject. But
But
I'm
my
just saying,
point,
go ahead.
what I'm saying is that people aren't paying any attention to the people who need to be paid attention to, because you don't know what type of blessing that person might be within your life, might have within your life. I don't know how I blessed that man, but somebody may see that man out in the open through social media, from social media, and be like, hey, you're that guy that Brandon, or hey, you're that guy that Chuck Cray, whatever you call me. You're that guy that was on social media singing, never would have made it without you. Or he saw the best in me by Marvin Sapp, and you changed my life. That might be out of nowhere, but people on social media aren't paying that any attention. So we're changing the image of social media. Everything negative I see on social media, I turn it into a positive. You don't put your marriage on Front Street, it don't matter. We do. We do. We changing the whole image of the idea, especially within our community, the black community. White people think that same way too. White people think that same way within them too. But basically, we're here. Maybe what we bring out in the open may help another marriage that's being disclosed, or going through a certain type of separation. Maybe our conversations, our closed-in conversations that's out in the open, maybe that'll help somebody that's paying us some attention. So we're gonna leave you on that note, and go to the gym.
You coming off
We're
that
gonna be on
soapbox?
Facebook
You on
Live.
that soapbox? Good Lord, this is what they call a monologue, not a dialogue. But that's okay.
No, because
Sometimes don't start up again. Tell the people we're going to the gym, and
we're going to the gym,
and we're gonna start our day.
Yeah, but we're gonna
We
be
got-
on Facebook Live. I wanted to go to Gastonia with
Today?
Power 98 because Nick Cannon was gonna be there, but I ain't had no flyers or anything like that. Nick,
I'm going to Lynette Pegas is doing a Mother and Father's Day brunch today, and I'm going to go out to that today. I think that's my only event for the day, so we can just continue to relax, and just have a good time.
yeah. So hopefully, my cousin told me, and Judy had told me that too, that people don't pay you any attention. That people log on and people, they sit there and see what you're talking about after you get off the Facebook Live. That's when you get the most views, which is fine. But if it encourages you, please share. If it had a certain type of impact on what we were saying, and we went through so many subjects. Even if you want to touch on that particular subject that we talked about, please share it with somebody, because somebody might need that type of thing. Once again, as I tell you every show, every Facebook Live, we're not an organized couple. We don't plan on it. We didn't plan on, trying to be organized or all together before we get on air. We just go on at any time. Judy was talking about yesterday how she felt bad because basically sometimes we get on when the McNeils get on, and Brian and Lisa, we ain't trying to take nothing away from you.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes
just
I
like
want to listen to them too.
certain time, it's just certain times I may feel that I want to get on live because I'm urged to get on live and just talk about something or talk to the people. Just get around and talk to the people. I really don't get to talk to people that much, so social media is a way to talk to people and catch up on people, and get a close communication with them. Now, I hope y'all don't throw me off by tomorrow. Most of y'all that's intrigued on our conversation and not show up to the free event with JC the Poet, Hugh Baby, Alicia Escobar, and send some surprise gospel artists that I'm not going to tell you about. And that's one of the reasons, because I don't want you to come just for the wrong reason, just because that person is there and you want to hear that or get to be that person. I want you to see for yourself. Just come and check out what type of blessing that person might be within your life through their relationship with Christ outside of their name. So, on that note,
oh my goodness,
I love you. We love you, but God loves you more.